For this one, you have a chapter at the end titled The Doom Loop of College Finances. I think this will be interesting to our audience in particular because you give some very concrete ways to evaluate whether a school might be in trouble, but you also make a really important point, and which is that maybe, yes, more schools will close, maybe they won't. I would note that if Robert Kelchen is right and an additional 80 schools close each year, that's a lot of closing colleges. But more important for students might be this, was your argument, which is that perhaps your school will not close, but it might have to cut. And it might cut your major or some really important services and substantially change your experience. Can you say more about that?
Yeah, and I think that's really, I think we're really losing sight, Michael, of college closers, because really what I think is going to happen more so is something we're already seeing. All these colleges cutting majors, cutting back. I also tell students, if you're really focused on careers, what if they start cutting back on the Career Center? We're really focused on student success and they start cutting back on advising. That's really, I think there's a lot of colleges, as I say in the book, they're almost like the shopping malls. The malls just like keep going, but there's just fewer stores in them. And they kind of seem like a little bit of zombie malls, but they have a couple stores open, but the place looks kind of dead. I'm fearing that we're going to see a lot more colleges that look like that than actually close. And that, as a prospective student, is what you should be most worried about. And so if I'm on the college side, because I know we have a lot of listeners on that side, that's really what I really want to worry about. And by the way, I think that might press people, might press boards, might press senior leaders to say, you know what, we just really need to pick our investments. Where are we really going to invest? Maybe we don't want that many majors and we're going to cut back on majors and be very transparent about that years in advance to students. And then we're going to say, we're really focused on Career Center. We're really focused on student success. We're going to cut a few athletics because maybe that's not bringing in enough money. Like that's if on the college side of this for those listeners, that's where I want to focus. Like focus on what's making you money. Focus on what you're known for. Focus on your mission and cut out all that other stuff. Because at the end of the day, that's really what's going to be your downfall.
Yeah, and there's obviously a lot of work to be done there because you can hear the cries, right? If you cut a certain major, faculty are going to say, how could we be a college without X major? But I want to transition us off the substance. You could tell I have like 10 other questions I want to ask you. But